A few weeks later, I'm laying in bed. It's probably around 9, 10 o'clock at night. I was reading in my room and had all the dogs with me. All of a sudden, the dogs started doing that low growl, like there's something out there. As I got out of bed, my heart's pounding. I opened the door and stepped out. I'm walking down the steps, and all of a sudden, two hands just shoved me.
Tales of the Haunted. A few hours from New Orleans is the Myrtles Plantation, a manor rich with history and legend. One tale is of a former owner's wife who was poisoned by their slave. For generations, visitors to the infamous mansion have heard phantom voices, been physically pushed, and have even seen the ghost of a woman roaming the grounds. This photograph is supposedly evidence of the actual woman said to haunt the property.
I'm walking down the steps. All of a sudden, two hands just shoved me. I fell forward, and then I hit the marble like this. It hurt so bad. I looked up, and there was nothing on the staircase. That's when it became real to me. There was something in that house. Whatever was in there was pissed off.
Krista's sitting in the kitchen, and she is really hurt. Her whole bottom lip won't move, and it's starting to turn black.
I had to go to the hospital.
She actually spent 2 nights there with a hairline fracture.
That was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
It could have killed her. At that point, I'm afraid for my family. I'm afraid for my animals. My goal was to create this safe haven. And instead, I've brought us into this environment that there's no protection from. Whatever is in there, I don't want it there anymore. Now I have to fight and make it safe. If I didn't, something really bad was going to happen.
My name is Kalila Smith. I'm the founder of the New Orleans Paranormal and Occult Research Society. I've been working with the paranormal for over 15 years. The family contacted me and indicated that they were having a lot of strange things happen. This case seemed to be a lot more active than others that I have had in the past. Harlow was having nightmares. There were mirrors breaking. They'd actually found some bones underneath the property. People were getting pushed. There clearly seemed to be a malevolent presence in the home. I recommended that they have a full-scale investigation done. In addition to my team, we were also accompanied by Carl Johnson and Chris Fleming.
I specialize as a demonologist. I delve into the more serious cases where clients have actually been assaulted.
I'm a paranormal investigator, but I'm also a sensitive. A sensitive is somebody that can pick up frequencies or changes in the environment. Some of these changes tend to be what we call conscious energy, such as spirits and ghosts. As soon as I went in that house, it was like bam.
Just a veil, right? Remember I said in front of the like a veil?
I definitely felt an oppressive type feeling. It's like swimming through water.
We also had Ken Arrington with us.
My name's Ken Arrington, and I'm a paranormal investigator. When I go into a case, I'll bring EMF detectors that pick up on natural EM fields. I also bring audio recorders and a video camera to see what's going on around me.
Pets in the home can serve as beacons for paranormal activity.
We're going upstairs.
So we followed these dogs as they led us up the stairs. They went up to the second floor, and their behavior had changed. They started to whimper and cringe.
The dog's reacting to something.
We're speaking to the spirits here. If you want us to leave this place, make your presence known.
The light bulbs are going off.
All right, we noticed the change in the lights. Maybe you can make yourself known that way.
The chandelier started flickering on cue in response to his questions. That was phenomenal.
The lights flickering was telling us that they're there, that they can affect the environment. And the question is, does it continue to happen? If it does, then it's something electrical. It didn't happen again after that. Upstairs, on the third floor.
We darkened the lights in the house.
We removed the dogs and they went downstairs. Can you show yourself? I know you're up here.
Did you hear that?
Can you show yourself? I know you're up here.
Did you hear that?
I heard that. And we heard a growl. And all of a sudden, we get this growl.
What was that?
That wasn't the dog.
Everybody heard it. And at first, I'm like, well, is that the dogs? No, all the dogs were downstairs, and this did not sound like the dogs. It was not happy that we were pursuing its presence.
This was a warning. Don't proceed further.
It's scary, but I was relieved that so many people heard it with me.
It's extremely rare to get a verbal response that everybody hears.
At that point, I wondered if
It's extremely rare to get a verbal response that everybody hears.
At that point, I wondered if we were addressing a demonic entity. They can frequently manifest with growling sounds.
While we started walking back downstairs from the second floor, I felt like I was being suffocated, as if a bunch of people were piling on top of me. You guys feel that?
I picked up on several spirits, some which were very angry.
Uneasiness in this room. This haunting is not a normal case by any means.
We came to believe that we were addressing a community of spirits, perhaps trapped inside the house. Depicted on one of the walls in that room is an Egyptian motif. The Sphinx that is trampling human men. The overall impression I perceive from this illustration is vanquish one's enemies, protect the sect from outside influence.
There is something that occurred right in this spot. When I was in the room with the mural, I felt like I was seeing something I'm not supposed to see. Oh, man. I'm just getting total, like, hatchet going down. I got this flash of this long knife or hatchet cutting off flesh. Stuff just being cut.
Oh my God, that is horrifying.
Blood everywhere. I'm seeing candles lit with robes, and I see this filled with blood. That's part of the ritual. This image I was seeing was showing me that the rituals went on in this room. There was violence, there was chanting, and there was blood.
In my long experience with paranormal research, rarely have I come across such strange goings-on. My concern for the family had solidified. These people were experiencing a genuine threat.
I thought, I am in this thing so deep, I am stuck. I've worked so hard on that. I spent so much money, so much time. I can't leave. I don't really have the option of selling.
My name is Ken. We've lived in the neighborhood for about 6 years. Carla asked what we knew. We informed her that we had heard a rumor that a religious order lived there. They really led a very private life. When they would have their functions, they all would come dressed in white. On a couple of occasions, we actually noticed cages going in with covers over them, and you could see animal feet at the bottom. There were neighbors that complained about animals being sacrificed, part of a ritual. And they were there about a year. The head guy had a heart attack. Katrina hit, and then they moved on.
The information that I got from Ken totally freaked me out. You know, I just thought it was bizarre.
Through my research, I discovered that the religious order that was operating at the house was founded in 1968. The man that founded that religious order was known as Odun. There's something in the past of this house that is causing some of these things, and I think when the religious order came to this home, they tapped into it. Not intentionally. I think doorways were open that allowed energies to come into the home.
They would do invocations, maybe even coax the spirits to communicate with them through ritualistic animal sacrifice.
We are currently about to begin a spirit box session, first for tonight in the dining room, and it is about 12:15. This device sweeps radio frequencies that ghosts and spirits manipulate. The theory is that they can communicate through these frequencies.
Our plan was to see if we could get any messages that we could make sense of.
We would all take turns asking questions to see what spirit or who would respond. All spirits that are present in this house only, I ask that you please come forward and communicate with us through this device. Just ask a question. And I felt it was important for Krista to ask some questions because she had had some things happen to her in the house. She's been shoved.
Are there any spirits that want to communicate with me? I asked, why are you in this house?
To our collective surprise, we all heard the name Odun.
It clearly said Odun.
This, more than any other single element, confirmed to me that we were dealing with a conscious entity. This was far too much to be mere coincidence.
At least now I knew what I was up against.
Did you bring those other spirits here?
Kalila asked, "Did you call forth the spirit through the mirrors?"
Did you bring in the spirits through the mirrors?
The voice came through saying yes.
It gave us the confirmation and realizing why most of those spirits are there and how they got there.
Spirits were called into the property, and no one put those spirits back. It's basically like opening a door and then walking away.
Many occult practitioners believe that spirits can come and go through the portals provided by mirrors.
There's a connection with these mirrors. They're all breaking for a reason. The spirits are trying to leave, and they can't.
When the family moved in, they found that some of these mirrors had been painted black. It is possible that the mirrors were covered to keep the spirit presences within that house.
I was repulsed by that. When somebody passes, you have absolutely no right to reach in and try to disturb that spirit. Nothing can come from that but bad.
Something had to be done to put not only the spirits to rest, but also to give peace to the owner of the house.
The only thing we could all think of was to do a ritual with the mirrors.
If the spirits were invoked utilizing mirrors, perhaps they could leave through the mirrors. When we effected the mirror procedure, we utilized 3 mirrors.
Carl said a prayer.
Deo excelsi, ex ore orcatus nostri. These 3 mirrors were picking up on the reflections of each, forming a triangle. Those spirits bound to this house, you now have passage leave. It is only shadow that binds you here. Christ asked Carla to directly address the spirits within the house.
Carl, say just a few words. This is your house. You live here now. Some of these spirits are bound here. They've tried to get out. Okay? You keep saying we're stuck here. We can't get out. Now's their chance. Okay, so you need to say that since you have a relationship with them.
I spoke and I told it I wasn't going anywhere. This is my home now. I love this house. You don't have to stay here. This house belongs to me and my family.
I was holding the one mirror. I wanted to feel if they were passing through or not. Give us a sign that you hear us and you understand. All of a sudden, I could feel the mirror shake and vibrate. This thing's, it's like this, like that type of thing, like a vibration. As if something is going through it. I swear to you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Go home. All of a sudden, I could feel the mirror shake and vibrate. Something is going through it. I swear to you. I felt some things passing through, as if there were some certain shocks or vibrations in the mirror. Getting some happiness, some smiles from some
I'm feeling it getting a lot lighter in here.
For me, that was confirmation that they were passing through.
You may leave. The power of God. Leave this house now. Amen. Then the temperature lowered. It got a little cooler in the room.
After After the circle was closed, it felt peaceful. I felt like something had been accomplished at that point.
I really hope that the house blessing worked and that the spirits are gone.
It's not so tense anymore. The dog's temperament have changed. They're happier, they're playful, they're acting like a bunch of puppies.
It makes me feel like there's hope, that we caught this in time to live peacefully in this house.
I have more of a belief in a paranormal, and I'm definitely not skeptical about any of it.
We're not the same people that we were when we moved into the house. It rocked our entire belief system.
The house means a lot to us. New Orleans means a lot to us. We'll grow old and take care of each other and live happy old lives in the house.
If you have a story and want to be featured on The Haunted, visit our website at animalplanet.com/haunted.